Dun, 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 dun. Bow. What's up?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Pat's back. Pat,
I'm back.
How's it going?
It's going good. I can't believe I decided to come back.
Not only am I surprised you came back, but I'm surprised you didn't wear your leather jacket.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a little warm as it is pretty much everywhere in the country right now. Today
It doesn't matter if you wear a leather jacket. That's the point.
That's true.
You die in that thing.
Oh, please bury me in that.
Don't worry, I got you covered.
Nice.
I'll just wait till you're wearing it, and then we'll go out camping one day, and you'll just go missing.
All right.
I'm just kidding. That was messed up. What's up, everybody? Jon here. This is Jon Does. You know what? This is episode 20, dude.
Oh, nice. I'm
I've
happy to
done
be here.
20 episodes.
Happy to be here to commemorate the event.
It's crazy. I just realized it. It's crazy though that this is the 20th episode and this is pre-recorded.
It's okay. Special episode.
Yeah, special episode. We did extra stuff last week with Comic-Con being on, and I'm out of town with family.
Out of town with COVID.
Yeah, I'm out of town. I'm on Mars.
Hey, Barsoom.
30 Seconds to Barsoom. That's our new band name.
Big shout out to John Carter.
Yeah, but before we really get into things, right up there at the top there, wilddinosaur.com. We got all kinds of stuff there. I got shirts, I got shirts and t-shirts.
Shirts, t-shirts, and long sleeve shirts.
There are actually like women's tanks, like biker tees, I guess they're called, or something like that. There's t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweaters, stickers, socks, tote bags. The tote bags are really nice. I like mine.
Very good quality too on the t-shirts. I have a couple.
Yeah,
I can attest.
Pat's one of my few customers.
Hoping to grow that.
What was that?
I said hoping to grow that though.
Yeah. Hopefully more people buy some of my stuff.
Best way to support the channel.
Definitely best way to support the channel. I gotta feed my kids. I gotta send them to college.
Drop them off at the pool.
Those kids back there, these kids back here, they gotta go to college.
Yeah.
That Les Paul is just an idiot. He needs.
And by college, you just mean more pedals, more effects.
I just mean make more records.
Oh, that too. That's the most important thing.
So Comic-Con happened this last weekend, I should say, and there's a bunch of stuff that came out. Is there anything? You're not like diehard Marvel fan or anything like that. You're just kind of a casual viewer. So I'm curious what kind of things stuck out to you.
Well, being your friend, it becomes a little more than casual viewing. But
you just listen to me bitch.
But
for
also, I mean, I genuinely enjoy it as well. Like like many other kids, especially kids that grew up in the 90s like we did, were exposed to quite a bit of like comic books and Marvel trading cards, all that stuff. So I definitely have always had an affinity for Marvel artwork and stories and everything.
And by Marvel artwork, do you mean like buying packs of nerds and getting like 90s X-Men like trading cards on the back?
I don't know if I ever did that, but I would have loved to. No, I used to go to a store in El Paso, Texas called Major Players. That was my like local gaming store.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is Beto O'Rourke used to sell you Magic the Gathering cards.
Dude, that'd be hilarious if you worked there. Yeah, it was cool though. It was they rented video games, and one of the things that I loved about it is they would always have like stuff available to rent. You know how you go to Blockbuster and like some popular games would be rented out.
Yeah.
This place always had. They had a huge selection of video games, and then also they sold comics, cards. Pogs. When Pogs became popular, that was the spot to get Pogs.
Pogs were the shit. I still barter in Pog currency.
Now Pog is a fat ass white girl.
I did not know that.
It's PAWG though.
But still, I didn't know. Oh no, I guess I did know that. I don't know why.
How did you know that?
How did I know that?
It's okay, you don't have to answer that.
No, I spend time on the internet. I've definitely seen it. I just didn't connect. Man. The brain cells didn't connect there when you said that. But I definitely still barter in Pog. Like I go to McDonald's and I'm like, I'll take 2 Big Macs. And they're like, all right, that's, you know, like $8.50 or whatever. And I'm like, do you guys take Slammer? And they're like, it depends. And I'm like, well, I've got this metal Slammer that's like 3 or 4 inches thick. And they're like, we actually owe you another cheeseburger on top of it for that's the barter currency price, you know?
Sorry, sir, we don't take Slammers. We only take Slimer.
I ain't afraid no ghost.
Hey, all this ties into what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, we're going to just be talking about the Ghostbusters ectoplasm or what was it? The
oh my god,
the
Ecto Cooler, icy Ecto Cooler.
Yeah,
yes.
with Slimer.
That was delicious, man. I'd drink one of those right now if you had one.
You know, it's always fun to have other people around, and I do apologize to you, Pat, for this being pre-recorded. I know we're gonna have a good episode and everything, but it is always fun to have the chat chime in, isn't it? Like Ryan say what's up or something.
Oh, it is absolutely
whatever. But I'll get back to that next week.
You
I'll
should
be back
also
on August 1st.
Apologize to me for not having me in focus.
No. It was designed this way. No, here you go.
Whoa, hey, everybody, you can see me.
I need to change the depth of field on this camera.
I'm really just giving you shit. That's all.
Oh, I know, but it actually bothers me a little bit too. I don't know that I've heard too many people say anything about it, but yeah, I just need to change the depth of field in the camera, and I don't know why I haven't done that. I was mostly focused on getting my room rearranged, and then Comic-Con happening, and then I'm gonna be out of town this week, so deal with it. I'll try to get stuff more refined when I get back. And another thing that I want to do, I've been mentioning for a while, is I got a new audio interface, and I want to do some like live jams, and you know, maybe Pat will join me for some of those.
Yeah. Looking very nice.
Yeah. I moved the keyboard so we had some more space on the desk, but I'm gonna pop that bad boy back up
That's what's up.
when we're ready. So, did you see anything else from Comic-Con that was interesting? There's a bunch of animation and then all the movies.
Oh yeah, a bunch of stuff to talk about. Like animation, the big one for me is X-Men '97.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Morph's coming back.
Hey, justice for Morph.
I almost bought a Hasbro Morph doll. They have one. It's like the Legend series.
Yes,
and it's funny because like he looks like just like a regular ass like X-Men from the I don't know, like Wolverine, very distinguished look. Like he's got the face mask and the horns and stuff like that. He looks like Scott Summers. Morph does, and he's just got like the classic like blue and yellow X-Men suit on, but just like a leather jacket over the top.
I mean, that seems about right. Your fan casting for Morph is amazing.
Jim Carrey. I would love it. You know, I also think runner up for me would be Nicolas Cage.
Absolutely.
Those two I think would. I think we start off this new phase of live action stuff, because the 90s animated stuff is going to be, I think, a continuation, maybe a soft reboot.
Yeah.
But if he's not there, then the way we bring the X-Men into live action is Morph gives his life. Jim Carrey basically gives him his life in the first like 10 minutes of the movie.
As Morph does in the original 90s X-Men series
to save Jubilee.
but for real, like let's get a Morph movie. It's what the fans want.
That's what the fans want. That's what I've been pitching to Pat.
Jim
for
Carrey
like a year and a half.
as Morph in a full feature-length film, playing guitar.
That would be fucking rad. He has like a Stranger Things moment, or like some like dope moment where he's just like rocking out on like a guitar or something, like, and then like a sentinel just kills him.
Give me that movie now.
Oh man, I gotta write that.
Yeah,
I gotta write this. Like, this will be
at least write a treatment for it.
This will be like if Quentin Tarantino wrote an X-Men film.
I'm in for that.
Let's fucking go.
I'm surprised he hasn't.
So yeah, what are you looking forward to with the 90s series? I'm aside from Morph, because we know that's the clear answer.
Well, from the still images, it looks like they're going to be introducing quite a few characters. Like, I recall Cable was maybe in a couple episodes of the original series. I mean, it's been decades since I've watched it.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, we watched that like pilot episode, I think, or maybe one or two others.
I think it was like right when Disney Plus came out. We
were pumped that it was just on there.
Yeah, like let's go.
But now that it's coming back, man, we might have to revisit the series. And
yeah.
Like as a kid, I thought the Phoenix Saga was pretty amazing, but again, like what's amazing for a 8-year-old may not be as amazing for someone in their mid-30s.
Yeah. We'll see how that turns out. There was another trailer or something from Friday at Comic-Con that I just showed you that you looked kind of excited about, and that was the I Am Groot trailer.
Oh yeah, it looks really lovely.
Yeah.
I can't really describe it much more than that. It just nice to have something to flip on when you're feeling down. That's right. Of course going to cheer you up.
Yeah, of course it's Groot. He's cute and hilarious at the same time. And I think they're like 5 or 10 short episodes or something like that. So that's cool. We're also getting more Guardians this year before Guardians 3. We're getting a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. They didn't have anything about that at Comic-Con.
We'll see if it can live up to the high standards set by the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah, that one's amazing. I mean, can we get Jefferson Starship back for this? I would laugh my freaking ass off if they like parody any
they might
any part of that.
With James Gunn at the helm, you could maybe see that coming.
Get a hologram B. Arthur.
R.I.P. to B. Arthur.
And Wilfred Brimley's in that as well too. He's like the cantina.
He has a special PSA about diabetes.
Yeah. Don't drink too much blue milk. It gives you diabetes.
Not a lot of people know, but Wilfred Brimley was also a big fan of jizz music.
Yeah, as we've established, jizz is the official term for jazz music in the Star Wars universe. Look it up. We listen to jizz. I like to, lay back at night, turn the lights off, and relax to just a earful of jazz.
Oh wow, this conversation's going off the rails already.
Well, welcome to when we have
episode 20.
Episode 20 is off the rails. I'm gonna have to tag H3 in this. So there's I Am Groot stuff, the X-Men 97. Then there was the big movie news. I know we won't go into all of the stuff because I know you're not one to like theorize about what's going on in comics, because that's usually for I mean, to be fair, I just don't really know enough to theorize. And that's what I'm saying is not to say that you couldn't come up with like cool storylines and stuff, but like a lot of people base their theories on like, well, this happened in the comics like 45 years ago, and then this happened 20 years ago, so maybe they'll do this. And I'm not really that type of person either anymore. Really stopped racking my brain too much on like trying to come up with cool storylines that ultimately the writers and the directors of these movies are like, they're doing the work for me. And if it doesn't turn out good, that like just wait 2 weeks and there's another movie or show or something. Yeah, I guess we'll talk about the 2 trailers that came out. There live action stuff. There was the She-Hulk, which comes out soon. It's the end of August, I think. So the August 17th, I think.
And that's looking much better than the first trailer.
Yeah. Much more like narrative plot points in the trailer for sure. And some of the CG looks a little bit smoother than before. Although there's some stuff that I still think looks kind of rough. But yeah. I'm not giving them too much.
Some of the syncing of the dialogue with the CG Hulks seemed a little off to me, but that again, it could just be the trailer.
Well, I think your internal frame rate in your head, because you're a robot.
Oh yeah, that could just be off. I might need an adjustment. You have to open my brain up and adjust the trim pots.
I'm gonna switch it from 24 to 30 frames per second.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, there was the She-Hulk trailer. What'd you think about like that? It looks like we're getting more of the story being she's recruited to be a lawyer for like superheroes.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot of fun.
Too. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it'll be enjoyable and entertaining.
Well, tell me about the history of She-Hulk.
I don't know the history of She-Hulk. But yeah,
Make it
I
up.
think we briefly spoke about it before, but I really enjoyed the show Orphan Black.
Oh,
From BBC America.
Yeah.
And that really showcased Tatiana
Maslany's
acting range. Her because she in the, not to give too much away, but she's playing multiple clones in Orphan Black.
Yeah.
And like they each have their own distinct personalities and like character arcs, and I think she just does a good job of showing a lot of range in that.
For those of you who are unaware, BBC stands for Booty Butt Cheeks. It's the Booty Butt Cheeks corporation. So
not one. I mean, be careful if you search BBC on the internet.
Just yeah, if you do and you're trying to be PC, make sure you put news at the end.
Yes.
Or like channel. What is it? There's channel 1.
BBC America.
Well, no. In the UK, it's like channel 1.
Oh, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
we don't really know.
BBC 1, BBC 3.
Maybe somebody from the UK could shed more light on this.
Yeah, they don't like us. They're like, why would I listen to these American?
They're region restricted. We're region restricted.
Yeah. We're in PAL format. Or no, it would be, what is it?
NTSC.
NTSC, yeah. And they're in PAL format, so they don't get our live streams. Idiots.
They just don't get our live streams, though, in general.
Yeah, they're like, what are these people saying? I don't understand them. They're not speaking English.
Not speaking the right English.
I speak American. I just speak dumbass. That's all. All right, so She-Hulk looks pretty interesting. There was a cameo there at the end of that trailer. Do you remember that one?
The end of the trailer?
Yeah.
Who do we see?
Charlie Cox as Daredevil. We didn't get his face,
yeah,
but we get a shot of him like flipping over doing a roll, and then they do like a pan up of his like suit, and he's got the sticks in his hand, but we didn't get the face shot.
Ben Affleck would have been a big surprise.
That would be great.
He's in the Daredevil universe.
Yeah, he played Blue Man Group character number 1 in a background scene where he's just like stomping on trash cans or something like that, and he's like, yeah, that's Ben Affleck's big breakout role was Blue Man Group in the background of the first Daredevil, starring Jon Favreau as Foggy Nelson. I'm lying out my ass. Give me some help here, Pat. I'm just floundering.
I don't know. You seem to be doing pretty well. We also saw a couple of other trailers. The live-action trailer, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
Black Panther 2.
That was the last one I was going to talk about for this first segment. Yeah, the Black Panther 2 trailer. What'd you think?
I thought it looked amazing. Really incredible stuff. Just the visuals are pretty breathtaking, really.
Yeah.
Like the scenery shots of Wakanda, the ocean,
yeah,
like just
underwater
imagery.
stuff looks good. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Of course, most of the characters are returning, and a couple new ones that you pointed out.
Yeah, we got. I'm sorry, if I'm not gonna butcher this. It's Tanat Huerta. Who's in Narcos Mexico. He was in some other stuff too. I think he was in one of the Purge movies. Yeah, and he's playing Namor, who is a longtime comic character. He's actually part of the Illuminati in the comics.
Oh, cool. Which we saw briefly in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, the Illuminati. They were created as a group of people that would make like rough decisions that not even like the Avengers and teams like that would make.
Just trying to lord over people.
Yeah, and it was in some of the earlier iterations is like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Namor, and I think Reed Richards or something like that. And so yeah, like it looks like there's gonna be there's in the comics too. I know there's a history of the Wakanda and the Atlanteans being like enemies basically, and it looks like we're getting some of that. You know, we see a lot of them setting up to fight each other, you know, Atlanteans and Wakandans. There's a cool scene in the trailer where you see the Dora Milaje jumping off, like it looks like a boat or something like that over the side of something, and they like show the other shot, and there's like the Atlanteans like climbing up, and the Wakandans are like jumping down at them to like knock them off the side. Fight. It just looks awesome.
It's hard to war with Wakanda though.
Yeah,
you know they've got all the tech.
I'd seen a couple of trailer reactions to this, and people are really emotional about it. Greg from The Real Rejects like had a really hard time keeping it together to even talk about it at the end of it, which is it's I mean it's kind of beautiful to see how much of an impact Chadwick Boseman made on just like, you know, the standard audience. Like none of us knew him personally, but
yeah,
like, we could still like feel him and his loss or the loss of him in this trailer, you know.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a super legend. So I'm looking forward to that one. That comes out November of this year. Was it 11th, I think? And it's gonna end the phase 4 of this Marvel.
Very excited for what we've seen, what we've heard so far from Phase 5, as you pointed out on yesterday's episode.
It was
I guess when you see this, it's gonna be last week's episode.
Yeah, it was my Friday episode, or sorry, my Saturday episode, which I don't usually do Saturday episodes, but it was.
This one was worth it.
Yeah,
with all the new releases,
and I'll do stuff like this again for I don't know, maybe next year for Comic-Con or D23. I don't remember what the dates are. It's in September, or you know, other things like this that happen. I'll do extra live streams. Damn, I feel like every time it used to be like burping. I used to burp all the time when I just started live streaming, and now it's like my nose just starts itching, and I feel like I'm just like a massive cokehead or something, and people are probably like, dude, he's like doing this all the time with his nose. And I'm like, I do this only when I start recording. I don't like do this all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Could just be the time of year, some pollen in the air.
Well, I got some Coke.
That's Pepsi.
No, it's Pepsi, I know.
Yeah. Waited in line at Taco Bell for 30 minutes. It was fine.
It would have been better if it was one of those new futuristic Taco Bells.
You know, I did get a chance to catch up on the news when I was waiting in line, and one story stuck out to me.
What was that?
The top story on Apple News
Josh Hawley replaces Ezra Miller as the Flash.
That could happen.
Got him. Sorry.
No, this was even better. It was chess playing AI breaks child's finger during match. No joke. This happened in Russia, of course.
Oh man.
And
I don't mean to laugh at the child, but Jesus, it's
it's some 7-year-old kid. I think the AI
thought it was food.
Thought it was a chess piece. The kid, and from what the organizers were saying, is that the kid made a move too quickly for the AI. So I think it just like grabbed his finger and wouldn't let go. And some adults had to come in and like intervene, and it ended up breaking the kid's finger.
That's freaking wild.
Yeah.
That's insane. Well, they are coming for us. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Sentience. And there was that engineer recently who I saw was let go from Google after, whistleblowing that some AI had gained sentience. I think he really just kind of lost his mind, though. I don't think it was actually whistleblowing.
Well, that's what happens when you whistleblow, is people are like, dude, can you stop doing that? I'm trying to work here. It's too loud.
This is super annoying and distracting. Can you please stop blowing this whistle?
I'm sorry. I'm so really proud of my Flash joke.
Yeah. Who were we saying the other day that we need to see replaced is Joe Manganiello?
Yeah. Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello. The original Flash Thompson from the
as the Flash,
yeah,
or Black Panther. No, I'm just kidding. No, this I mean the trailer for Black Panther alone makes me like, yeah, let's just leave this alone. Although we are getting you know, like one of the world's like most okay white person, Martin Freeman. He's back in that one.
Oh yeah, he was in the first one.
Yeah. We got like one clip of him in the trailer.
Did he first show up in Civil War at all? I can't remember.
No, I think he first pops up in the first Black Panther. I don't think he's been in anything else yet, Marvel related. He might have been. He's a character I would like to see more of. You know, I didn't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too much. I did watch a little bit of it, but I do like the like Coulson-like character. You know, the like agent that's like just a dude.
Who was the guy in what's his name? Randall. I think it's Randall something. The guy that was in WandaVision. What's the guy's name?
Randall Parks.
Randall Parks.
Yeah.
That guy was great.
He's also in the Ant-Man stuff.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
He's he in the second Ant-Man, he's like Scott's PO officer or something like that. And like that's great because that whole like interaction is like Scott's on house arrest the whole movie, but he keeps like going out to do his Ant-Man shit, and Randall Parks is just like trying to like catch him in the act, but like every time he like shows up to the house and he's like there.
Yeah, nice. That's always a good dynamic.
And then there was the like the reoccurring joke of like Scott started to teach him because he was on house arrest, so he's like doing all kinds of weird shit, and he teaches himself like magic, like card tricks and stuff like that, and he does one, and Randall Parks is like, whoa dude, that was crazy. It's like just some like pick a card trick, and he's like amazed by it. And so he's like trying to figure out magic tricks by the end of the movie. That's good.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, you haven't seen that one?
No, I need to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, the Ant-Man movies are good.
I saw the first one.
They're like, I mean, Marvel stuff's hard to judge because you have things that are just like really cool one-off movies, and then you have like Endgame, you know, and those like Ant-Man 1 and Endgame are not comparable. They equate to something. I don't like Ant-Man being introduced equates to him helping defeat Thanos somehow. But like both Ant-Man movies are just really fun. I enjoy both of them. I don't think it's one of those movies that's like, I don't even have I can't even say like one's better than the other. They're about like the same. Kind of like Sonic and Sonic 2 almost.
I didn't see Sonic 2 either.
I liked it. It's fun.
Jim Carrey's pretty solid as Robotnik.
Yeah. You know, Sonic might be like a tiny bit of Sonic 2 might be a tiny bit of a, I don't know. I do keep them at about the same level, but like if one's off, it's like not much, you know.
I mean, always nice to see John Ralphio Saperstein in anything.
And James Marsden, my pick for Robin.
What a pick that is.
Well, James Marsden as the Burt Ward to John Hamm's
super funny
Adam West version of Batman.
You could just see that.
I want this so bad. Let's do a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about our main topic. Yeah?
Yes, sounds good.
All right. You're not completely useless. You can always serve as a bad example.
I'm Richard from Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too. This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. Don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. Buy some merch. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. Buy my merch. That's all.
So,
What's up, Pat?
we've been seeing all these wonderful new releases from this year's Comic-Con, and just has me thinking, like, are we in the pinnacle of nostalgia mining as far as what media companies are trying to feed us? I would argue that things might be based more in nostalgia now than ever before.
I would agree with that too. I do think that it's got to cap out at some point, because the more like nostalgia we redo, the more that nostalgia is just the like norm, you know, because like stuff from our childhood that's like being rebooted and brought up now, like, is taking the place of like that intellectual property that we would have seen, like a new up and coming intellectual property we would have seen back in the day. And this isn't like this is a good or bad thing. I'm just stating what I think I see is the nostalgia for kids now, 20 years from now, will be Star Wars and Marvel, which has been the nostalgia factor for, I mean, not just those things, obviously. Yeah. But those are some of the big things that are around. I do think that there is the benefit of like the influx of like manga and anime stuff too, which is cool.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all new. Those are I think those are gonna be some of the bigger, maybe anime and like video games once technology progresses a little bit more to be able to like tackle some of the video game stuff. We've gotten a ton of video game movies, and most of them just aren't like the greatest. I think there's a longer conversation to be had about like video games versus movies, and just like when you're playing a game, you're like ingrained in the like action of things. In a movie, you're just
you often spend
all of it.
You often spend, especially like in a long game, you spend a lot more time with those characters than you would in a movie or a show.
Yeah,
and just more development.
And I think like with technology getting better, like let's say in a couple of years they figure out how to do like 3D without having to wear glasses, like really good 3D.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
would be
stuff
nice.
like that. I think would help some of the intellectual properties. But yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia out there, and they do feed. It does feed the industry, all of this pre-established intellectual property. I do think that there are still a lot of original things being made. I mean, you could look at like, some people might consider it garbage or like not to the highest like quality, but like you get shows on like Netflix. Netflix is notorious for just like okaying projects and just producing them and putting them out and stuff like that. And I do think there is a lot of original content, but I do think the like masses are like drawn mostly right now to things like Marvel and Star Wars, and even outside of that, you were bringing up Top Gun. You know?
Oh yeah, Top Gun, which I loved, and I believe you did too.
I did.
Yeah. It was so yeah. I mean, with nostalgia, it's hard because it is a double-edged sword. You love the originals. It's so exciting to see the same characters, you know, return after such a, in the case of Top Gun, it's been 40 years.
Yeah.
Almost 40 years, and we get to catch up with those characters and just like.
Tom Cruise definitely looks like that first movie was made 40 years ago.
I wouldn't. I mean, he still was believable in that role for sure.
Oh, I know. I'm just he's like 90% plastic now.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, quick spoiler alert for Top Gun if you haven't seen it. It's made like $1 billion in like 3 weeks, so I'm sure you guys have seen it at this point. But in the beginning, he crashes an airplane at Mach 10. And little known fact, that's how you survive a plane crash at like Mach 10 is being made of 90% of plastic.
Just being Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can do it.
Scientology saved his life.
But I mean, there are many like new new pieces of media based on prior IP that are coming out now that like were popular when we were kids. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
There's
Cowabunga.
Shredder's Revenge, and then now the Cowabunga Collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped for both of those, but it's like, man, we are just. It's weird because there really is no slowing down either in this whole nostalgia mining.
Marvel just laid out the next like 5 years of like their story arcs. It's all based on comics from the last 30 years or
Yeah,
so, you know?
I'd say that's a little different though, because Marvel, they are going with like weird esoteric characters in a lot of cases. I saw that there was a Agatha show that's gonna be
that I think only came about because that character was so popular. I think most of the other stuff
Catherine
is
Hahn.
like there's another Captain America movie, there's more Avenger stuff, there's
another Captain America movie.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like with the new
Anthony Mackie? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He is. I mean, they said it afterwards, and they've been reiterating it lately because the conversation keeps coming up of like there's still not a lot of like black characters, and then Marvel's like, yo, the new Captain America's black. Like, do you guys remember that? we made a whole TV show about it.
I mean, I can see at this point how people would have forgotten maybe a little bit of that show just because it wasn't the most memorable.
Yeah, it's probably one of the weaker of the Marvel shows.
And it suffered from COVID interruption.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That one maybe more so than any of the other Marvel properties up to this point. That one, maybe Black Widow also on the release. That was harsh.
That should have been like in phase 2. Maybe even phase 1 of Marvel. They should have done the Black Widow movie a long time ago.
But beyond that, just as releasing it when they did was a little rough because of COVID.
Yeah, that whole release had issues. I mean, Scarlett Johansson filed a lawsuit against Disney because of the
release because not getting royalties from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Only from theatrical,
honestly,
which really there wasn't much at that time.
I know some people might say like, "Oh, well, she's making enough money." No, it's an important lawsuit because the direct to streaming conversation kind of negates some contracts, and so like some actors, depending on their contract, usually get like a back end deal. And when there's not a release, like a theatrical release, you don't get to see what the numbers are on that back end. So it becomes a real gray area. And I think she said it was somewhere between 20 and 50 million that she was missing out on.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah.
And I would be pissed if I missed out on 20 to 30 million or $50 million.
I'd be pissed if I missed out on 20 or 30 $20,000 to $30,000.
I'd be bummed to miss out on like $40.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I'd be bummed to miss out on 40 cents, like 3 cents. Yeah. So the nostalgia factor is like rampant in
everything,
and not just Hollywood, but Hollywood's the easy one to pinpoint.
Fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Gecko Hawaii has clothes available. Speaking of which, we need to get a few Gecko Hawaii shirts. I totally forgot about that.
I need to just get a gecko as my co-host.
From Hawaii.
Yeah.
A Hawaiian gecko.
Oh, excuse me.
But yeah, man, like, it's really...
Teddy Fresh, I like Teddy Fresh's clothing line and the quality. So I actually have a sweatshirt from them. And... But that whole clothing line is just like retro 90s. Like their whole brand reminds me of like those like just 90s Looney Tunes sweaters that like people used to wear in high school or like elementary school.
I guarantee, like, go to any high school right now in America and you're gonna see kids in 90s fashion.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a thing right now.
Yeah, Skechers, man.
Which is wild because yeah, for a while there was like, oh, well, what's next? Next is gonna be like the Scene Kid. The Seed Kid revival.
The-
We're
the,
gonna
like,
see kids like
hipster-
borrowing their sister's pants.
Soon enough, we're gonna be back in that Gavin McGinnis style look.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
He's the one that like
I know you.
popularized the like tight pant, like the tighter jean with like the suspenders and like bow tie, and then like a nicely like manicured like hipster beard and shit like that.
Yeah, the brewer, the local brewer look.
Yeah, the local brewer look. He smells like beard wax and barley.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you were talking about how like all this media's coming out and it's all like rehashing old stuff. There's something that comes out really soon on Hulu that is like an older IP that I like. This new one looks is getting just rave reviews, standing ovation at Comic-Con, but that's Prey, the Predator, the new Predator movie.
There's a new Predator movie?
It's only on Hulu though.
Okay.
But it like, I thought we watched a trailer together. We should watch this.
We
trailer
should watch
later.
it.
It's basically like Indians 300 years ago, like Native Americans that are fucking like being hunted by the predator, and they hunt back basically. And
Hell yeah.
It looks amazing. The first trailer I saw was like a couple months ago. But then it was one of the first days at Comic-Con. They showed it to the crowd there, and it got a standing ovation. And that just is like, that excites me.
Speaking of old IP, Westworld
Oh God.
has a new season that I haven't checked out yet, but I will watch it. I've watched the first 3. It's very dense. That's a hard show to
Yeah.
get through.
I actually read a review on one of the last episodes, and it was like there are some huge twists, and it's kind of back to season 1 in a way. On that level, I think I'm tapped out for good on that show. I don't think I'll revisit it, but I did want to see what people were saying about stuff, because
I'm interested.
I liked a couple episodes. I really liked season 1. I thought it was masterfully executed.
Oh, yeah.
Just the writing and the editing and cinematography.
And the acting was great as well.
Yeah, and then
Tandy Newton being a highlight, I would
oh,
say.
absolutely. And then season 2 had like a couple of really, really good episodes, but I found it so convoluted and just like
Snooze fest.
kind of boring after a while. And the other show that I put on the same level, we've talked about this before. Westworld was like, it has a really good budget, has like really good tech behind it, you know, like the technical back end and stuff, like cinematography, sound. It's all
all
good,
top notch.
but I just can't get into it. But the show that I find on the same level was also on HBO was
Raised by Wolves?
Raised by Wolves, yeah. And that unfortunately got canceled. Like, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in that show, like, at all.
Dude, the serpent baby.
But I would watch every episode of that show.
The giant serpent baby?
Yeah.
I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes of season 2. I need to watch all of it.
I mean, it got canceled, so it's
don't
not
care.
going anywhere, but...
Father was the man.
Campion.
And so is Campion.
And yeah, those actors were great. The robot parents were amazing, actually.
The casting for Mother, I don't know how they could have got, like, you can't find a more AI seeming individual.
she's really good. So what else you got for me on nostalgia? What bothers you about it?
I guess the bother would be the lack of original ideas.
Mm-hmm.
However, there really are some original ideas, even within that. You know, you take something that that people know,
Yeah.
something that's well beloved by the general public, and kind of twist it up a bit. Sometimes that doesn't always go over so well, though, as we've seen with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Big time. But I mean, Star Wars is like an entity unto itself. You know, like, you don't get that level of fan reaction really with anything else that I can think of.
The one I'm sorry to keep going back to Marvel, but Marvel I think has done a really good job, because you have people being like, well, I always start with Captain America Winter Soldier as for an example. There was a Captain America Winter Soldier title, like comic, and some of the same stuff happens, but it's also very different at the same time. And Marvel, I think, has done a really good job of taking their source material and being able to keep it like close to the core meaning or core value of the story, or the comics don't have to match up with the movies, but they take approaches like Ant-Man. People were like, well, what kind of movie is this? And Marvel was like, this is a heist film. Like, this is like a total heist film. And they're able to take the source material and tweak it just a little bit to get it, in that sweet spot. But Star Wars kind of missed the mark on that one. They're doing their work to redeem themselves. With the Disney Plus series like Mandalorian and stuff.
I would say so far though, it seems like Rogue One might be the only great.
A lot of people feel that way
in the Disney era.
A lot of people feel that way, which I think it.
I mean, shit, dude. I liked Last Jedi, so I don't know.
I like half of Last Jedi. I think there's some of the best Star Wars in that movie, but I think that movie ultimately gets thrown out by the next movie. It's like to me they kind of shit on what literally came before it, not like the whole trilogy, but like the Rise of Skywalker was, oh man,
kind of a convoluted mess.
I like to refer to that. We were talking about Ask a Ninja yesterday, and he does a Pirates of the Caribbean review where he's talking about how like the script doesn't make any sense. It feels like a PA threw like 4 different scripts into a cannon and shot the cannon off and just walked around and picked up
and assembled them in whatever order. That is how Rise of Skywalker felt. It's like, oh, I guess Palpatine's back.
Yeah. I don't know if you watch Screen Crush much, but they fucking reuse that line from the movie. That's literally, there's like 2 lines in all of Rise of Skywalker that's like, somehow Palpatine's back, and it's
Oscar Isaac. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, he uses that in a bunch of their videos. He'll be talking about something else completely, and he'll be like, and then there was this line, and then he'll throw that one in there and be like, oh no, sorry, not that line. Somehow Palpatine returned.
They're just like, somehow we're not gonna explain it. He's just somehow back.
Well, do you think this nostalgia is destroying our media at all?
I don't know if I would necessarily go that far, but it is making it. There are a lot of original ideas as well, with how many options we have now for filmmakers to put out all the streaming services. Yeah, there is a lot of original content as well. I think there's just more content now than ever.
Yeah.
But studios know that they could. There is the whole argument, like, if they release something based in nostalgia, there's already an established fan base for this, so our returns are kind of guaranteed. It might be some of the mentality, but like it can also blow up big time, like we saw with the Ghostbusters reboot, the Paul Feig one. That was
the all female cast.
Yeah,
that had some problems. Have you seen the newest one?
I haven't seen the one with Finn Wolfhard.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard it's pretty good.
I've heard it's all right. People seem to like that one, but again, like Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
Even the sequel.
Paul Rudd.
I know that people, as a kid, I loved Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, dude.
But
Lord Vigo.
But at the time,
that's my favorite Ghostbusters movie.
But at the time, I think people were like, "What? Like, this is a pretty shitty follow-up," even though it wasn't. In retrospect, I still love that movie.
I love that one.
That was maybe my favorite movie when I was like a young kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always liked the second one better, and like there's just so many things. Not to say that the first one's bad, but like there was just the painting itself.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking.
Do you remember in that movie? There's that goofy European guy.
Yes, totally.
Janish, I think is his name. Yeah, and
he's been in a bunch of TV shows and stuff. Yeah.
But he there's that scene where he like shows up to Sigourney Weaver's like apartment he's like floating like it's like we're like apparition version of himself, and then he steals the baby. Dude, that scene creeped me out big time as a kid. I had to like fast forward past that part.
I always liked when they were like they had to like pretend to be construction workers to shut the street down.
Yeah.
And then they go into the tunnels, and then it turns into slime.
Right.
And is it Venkman that's down there? No, it's
Ray.
Is it Ray? Yeah, I think it's Ray that's down there. And like it's the
Dan Aykroyd's character.
It's either Dan Aykroyd's character or it's why am I forgetting his name?
Harold Ramis?
No. Who's the fourth guy?
Is his name? Is it Ernie Hudson?
Ernie Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I want to say it's Ray.
Okay.
That's down there. Yeah.
Okay. What is his name though? What's his Ghostbuster name? Do you remember?
Winston.
Winston Marshall.
It's not Winston Marshall, but it is Winston. I think
yeah.
it's like Winston Zedmore is what I want to say.
I don't know. I couldn't even remember his first name. So.
I watched a lot of that Ghostbusters cartoon from the 90s.
Yeah, I
The
watched some of
toy
that,
one.
too.
The one, of course, just like any cartoon from the 90s, just
That is
developed to sell toys.
What they used the Slimer from the cartoon for the marketing for the
Ecto Cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The High C Ecto Cooler.
Ecto Cooler right there. That's some nostalgia for you.
Well, I don't think that it's necessarily ruining, but I'll just keep it more direct to Hollywood instead of like all media, because we do see it a lot in movies and TV. I don't think it's necessarily ruining it, but I do think it's kind of a trend-based thing. We've seen the nostalgia stuff rise for at least the last 10 years.
Yeah, if not more.
I remember like maybe 2013 having a conversation with somebody. There's the burps. Excuse me. Having a conversation with somebody about like, do you think they're like, we should just be rebooting stuff, or do you think we should be creating new stuff? And it is a double-edged sword. Like one of the examples that I have for Star Wars is the Han Solo movie is not a bad movie, but it's a bad Han Solo movie. If they changed the character's name and they like, if this wasn't even a Star Wars movie, it was just like a space adventure, it would have been one of the best movies of the year, you know, like more, or not best movie, but like one of the more fun, like action movies of the year.
They could have just made it like a heist movie type of situation, buddy heist movie, based in Star Wars, but not had those same characters. And you got an entire galaxy.
Yeah, and like sometimes I think the nostalgia thing really comes down to who's putting it out. Not necessarily like, is it Marvel or Universal or Sony or whatever, but who's actually behind the movie.
Yes.
And
recently there was that Seth Rogen Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh yeah. I passed out to watching that. I never finished it.
I haven't seen it yet either, but yeah, that's like another one that's just like out of left field.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it was pretty fun, but it also seemed like people were like, oh, it's pretty fun, and then people stopped talking about it pretty quick, too.
But like you were saying, like it depends on who is behind it, you know, what that person's passion is for this property. What angle are they going to take? What direction are they going to release this in, and so forth.
Like, I know some people were not a big fan of this, but I'm really looking forward to the next Mortal Kombat movie. I think those guys like understood what they were dealing with. The people behind that movie, I felt like they know not just the video game, but they know the movie franchise before it, and they're like, we'll lean into a little bit of that, but we'll also kind of do our own thing. Some of the best stuff is like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I almost called him Iceman because his thing in X-Men. Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight scenes, like the beginning, the like feudal Japan stuff, is I wanted more of that.
Yeah,
I
did
kind of hoping
yeah.
that's where the movie would go.
It went a little more whimsical, but it's still ultimately pretty enjoyable, and they really did give the fans what they wanted. I think, with like the fatalities,
dude, the
dragon,
the Liu Kang bicycle kick,
it's so badass.
Yeah, there was some really awesome stuff in there.
I remember, dude, you just hold down, like I think it was like run and high kick or something like that, like as the match starts on, instant bicycle kick in the video game.
So I'm gonna wrap this up. I think there's some good and bad to the nostalgia factor. Like you were saying, I do think that there is an opportunity for more people to make more content these days, and so there is a lot of new stuff coming out. Real quick, I'll throw out another quick franchise we got a trailer for the other day. Probably didn't watch it, but John Wick 4. There's a fourth one coming out. Looks pretty awesome.
You just keep making those movies.
A completely out of nowhere character that like nobody knew about. The first movie, they didn't drop the first trailer till a month before the movie came out.
Is it a DC property or
it's a
like
nobody
that?
property.
No? Yeah.
It just
it's
literally
just like original.
Yeah, that's an original property. And they're on their fourth movie now. I think that's cool. Plus I like Keanu Reeves, so.
Dude, they could conceivably release like 8 of those, and I would be fine with it.
I mean, we're halfway there.
Yeah, exactly. Give me 4 more.
Turn it into the new Fast and Furious franchise.
I can't recall. Is what's his name? Swear Engine? Is he still in the?
Yeah.
Ian McShane.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
I was it this last Christmas? I found when I was every holiday season I go through iTunes because they always do like box sets or like collections.
Oh, you picked up the first 3.
I picked up the first 3 for like $15 or something like that. That they're all pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're all about like equal too.
Yeah.
Like John Wick 2 might be a little bit surprisingly like more enjoyable than the first one. I don't know if I've seen the third one.
I'd have to rewatch them to really rank them because I've actually only seen all of them once, except for I think I saw the first one maybe twice.
That's a future Jon Does episode, right? Yeah,
that should be a Jon Does. Maybe we do a rewatch or something like that before the fourth one comes out.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So yeah, nostalgia's ruining Hollywood. We should stop doing it. No more Star Wars. No more Marvel. You need to
more Bobcats though, please.
Yeah. Oh my god, we need to do a full sound effects episode. That's a homework assignment both you and I are going to have to work really hard on because we have some really shining examples of great sound mixing in movies, but I think we need to like really put in some effort to like find other movies that like have interesting stuff.
The Batman was a standout for me as far as sound mixing goes.
Do you mean the Batman the first time we saw it or the second time?
No, I mean I thought it was great both times, but yeah, we had that issue with the audio the first time.
Yeah, when we saw it the first time, only like the dialogue was low passed or something like that for some reason. So it sounded like
that rooftop scene.
Really that was the most noticeable. But yeah, when the characters were talking, it sounded like they were talking through a radio.
Yeah,
it was just it was the sound system we were listening to. Something was up there.
But that movie actually has great audio mixing, and so do many others. So we'll definitely be talking about that here in the near future.
All of the Nolan films.
Oh yeah, well that's like a discussion for an entire episode.
I've become a Nolan hater.
Really no reason to be.
I don't hate him. I just don't like his movies very much. They come off pretentious, and the last couple had really not the last couple, but some of his movies have really weird sound mixing. That for somebody who does sound mixing, I can't get behind it. I'm like, no, this is.
I need to go back and watch Tenet again, and yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. And as far as Nolan goes, though, like, that guy, you could be giving some credit for original ideas.
No, I do. The things that it's not his ideas, it's his execution of things mostly. I will never say he should never make another movie or anything like that. I just I don't know. I don't really like the one time he did like weird sound mixing. Was it in he did Dunkirk, right?
He did, yeah.
I think it was in Dunkirk. That the one time he did like some really interesting sound mixing that worked for me was I think the main character's like running down the beach or something and there's explosions going on and you did sound mixing there, but that makes sense that would happen because if you're in the character's first person point of view and you're in a war zone, like it would make sense. But like something like Tenet where like part of the movie is just like bad, like weird mixing, or like Bane, for example, in The Dark Knight, like what the fuck was that? Like I still can't wrap my head around why anybody would choose to make some of the choices that they made with their sound.
We'll do some research and we can discuss Nolan in a different episode.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. Yo, Chris, if you want to come on the show. He definitely needs the promo on this.
He definitely needs to defend himself against your accusations.
Oh, I mean, I don't have accusations or anything. Like I said, it's mostly just like
I was just joking, but yeah.
It's all subjective, you know. Just some stuff doesn't work for me with his films, but some of the stuff really does. Like he's great with visuals, he's great with a lot of stuff on the back end, but just overall, I think I'm starting to get over his style a bit. Too.
The Dark Knight will always be a classic, though.
Yeah, you know what he needs to do is like an animated film, something like that. I don't know.
All right, well,
Pat, you want to tell everybody where to find you on your Instagram and your OnlyFans?
Check me out on wilddinosaur.com. Buy some shirts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, Pat is on the Wild Dinosaur website, because when you go to the Wild Dinosaur website, the first thing there, aside from the, you know, all the links at the top, like to the shop and stuff, the first thing on the homepage is the No Friends on This Planet video.
Watch the video.
Pat's right there.
Yeah, we talked about it a few episodes ago, and it's worth watching. If you haven't seen it already, check that out.
Episodes ago. I've done 20 episodes.
All right, maybe 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit ago at this point, which is crazy to me still. 20 episodes, jeez.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. Consistency. It turns out I can be consistent at something. Watch, this is the last episode.
No, it will not be.
It won't.
You'll be back next week.
Yeah, I'll be back on August 1st for Monday through Friday live stream.
For more fun times.
Again, yeah. I think I've since I have 2 pre-recorded episodes for this week. One will have already aired by the time this one. This is the second one, and I think they'll be Tuesday and Thursday. So, anyways, it does me no service to promote that now in the end of my second episode. So, anyways,
make sure you if you're feeling charitable, donate to Planned Parenthood.
Yes, there's the link in the description. It's super important right now. Planned Parenthood does a lot more than just, as a lot of the talking points in media say, abortions. It's a lot more than that. They deal with a lot of different healthcare things for both men and women. So yeah, support Planned Parenthood because they are awesome. And if you need some free condoms, I don't know if I think they're still doing that. I heard somewhere that they like stopped leaving the bowls of free condoms out. That kind of sucks.
COVID.
Anyways, thanks for coming back, Pat.
Happy to be here.
We'll have you back on when I'm actually back in town.
Sounds good. Maybe I'll make an appearance in the leather jacket next time.
Yeah. Definitely got to have the jacket on. Should I wear something?
I might
special?
go leather jacket with the Casey Jones mask.
Perfect. I'll go flight suit with the Mando mask.
You can rock the April O'Neil.
The Nicole Shanafelt, as I call it. For those who know, you know. All right, Pat. It's great to talk to you.
Good talking to you as well.
I'll see you again when I get back.
Peace.